I had a fair few years in the Championship. It's a very hard league to play with a lot of quality.
Well, let's talk to somebody who's just come out of the Championship, then the Middlesbrough defender, Ben Gibson. He's just finished training. Middlesbrough made a really encouraging start to the season, unbeaten and with 5 points. Ben, thank you very much indeed. Does it feel like now the international break is over, you can get back to business properly this week?
Yeah, definitely. It was a break we didn't want, really. We felt like we were starting to build a bit of momentum. We've had 3 games unbeaten, and it come at a bad time for us because we want to keep going, and we're just looking at the next opportunity to get on the pitch and hopefully add more points to what we've already got.
It does feel a little bit frustrating, doesn't it? There's great excitement to build up to the start of the season. You play the 3 games, and then all of a sudden, those who are internationals, they go off for a week. Yeah,
it can be frustrating. Obviously, if you're not involved in the internationals, then you're left sort of hanging about, just doing training sessions to fill in the gaps. So it's one of those things, you get used to it now being a footballer, and in the top 2 leagues, it's something you experience and you have to get your head around. So we've got to now just sort of focus our efforts into getting ready for the game this weekend against Crystal Palace, and hopefully we can continue in the same vein that we've started.
Ben, how much did it mean back in May to get promoted? Not just to the football club, but to the area as well, because Middlesbrough and the area are inextricably linked.
Yeah, it was huge. If you're from here or you've been to the area, you'd realise sort of the effect that it has. It's been well publicised that we've had a lot of difficult times lately as a town, and there's been a lot of jobs lost, a lot of people who don't have a lot of money at the moment, and the football is the light at the end of the tunnel. If we can give the people that release at the end of the working week, where any troubles that they might have might go away, it's absolutely fantastic. And to be back in the Premier League where we belong with all the big teams and the big names coming back to the Riverside, it's exactly what this town needs.
Ben, how are you, mate? Dion, Dublin here.
Hi, Dion, you okay?
Yeah, well done, mate, by the way.
Thanks.
How does it feel? Because I was very fortunate to play for my hometown club of Leicester. Loved it. Yeah. Short-lived, but I loved it. How does it feel for you? Because there's added pressure, isn't there? Being from the area as well. Yeah,
without a doubt. It's obviously something, as I say, you've experienced, and I think it's one of those things that you can't ever get away from it. If you win, it's great because everyone wants to talk about it. But you come home from training, your family want to talk to you, they want to ask questions. Your mates are the same. You go out for a meal. It's a constant thing. When you're winning, it's great. But then if you drop a couple of points, particularly when you're going for a promotion, then it can be sort of difficult at times. So I think it's where you got to keep really level-headed, to be honest. And on the same token, as I say, it ended well because we got promoted, and it was amazing. It was amazing for everyone. But as a local lad and having my family and friends all around me, growing up in this area, seeing what it does to the people around here makes it absolutely amazing. But as I say, on the flip side of the coin, when we got beat in the playoff final the year before, it's very tough to take. So I find it quite an interesting thing playing for your hometown club. Everyone always thinks it's rosy, but sometimes it can be difficult, as I say, as you'll be able to vouch for.
Ben, Matt Taylor, hope you're well.
Hiya, Matt, you okay?
How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, good.
Good. Just a quick one, mate. I just wanted to know, obviously internally, what are the aspirations for this season? Is it purely just to try and stay up and cement your position in the Premier League, or are you maybe looking beyond that?
I think we've just got to look to stay up, Matt. You know how tough it is yourself. You've experienced it, and we've worked so hard for so long to get back in this league. Now we've got to fight tooth and nail to make sure we stay here. Anything above and beyond that will be absolutely fantastic. And if we're 4 or 5 months down the line and we're in a fantastic position, then of course we want to build on that. We won't rest on our laurels. But for the meantime, we're looking one game at a time, and we've really got to make sure we keep adding points on to ensure we stay in this league.
Okay, well, good luck, mate.
Brilliant, thanks, Matt.
Ben, just wanted to expand on one about your family, because you talk about your family and you're very modest about that. But to the global audience that we are, your uncle Steve Gibson's absolutely instrumental in everything that's happened in the last 10, 12, 15 years at Middlesbrough. So for him, having seen Middlesbrough get to cup finals, be in the Premier League, then to get relegated, now to come back again, for him that must put into words how special that must be for him.
It's hard to put into words, really. It definitely just deserves. He gives absolutely everything to this town and this football club when there's a sort of not many people in his position would. I suppose financially it would be a constant drain on his resources, really. There's only a select handful of football clubs that would actually make any money, and Middlesbrough Football Club certainly isn't one of them. So it just commends the person that he is, really. He's a fantastic person. He's a leader for our area, and he's someone who everyone looks up to. And as I say, he really, really deserves it. And I think everyone, you ask any player, any manager who's worked under him, everyone who's sort of come across his path will be absolutely delighted for him.
Ben, we really appreciate your time. We're showing everybody just one final shot. We think that on Boxing Day 1998 against Liverpool, we're just showing this to people around the world, there are 3 mascots. There's Paul Ince, captain of Liverpool, Andy Townsend. Is that you wearing goalkeeping gloves?
I've got the gloves, honestly. My mum will be in the kitchen here next to me. She'll be laughing her head off because I don't know why. I found some goalkeeper gloves in the house from somewhere, and apparently I refused to go on unless I had these gloves on, even though I had the home kit on. Unbelievable.
I've got to say, Ben, as you was running off the pitch there, you had some pace back in the day.
Yeah. Did you say quicker than Andy Townsend?
I could have took off.
Good luck, mate.
Ben, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Good luck.
Not a problem. Cheers, chaps.
Thank you. Ben Gibson there, the Middlesbrough centre-half. I really mean this, and I don't want to sound patronising. It doesn't. It's so good to hear a Premier League footballer completely understand what a football club means to that team's supporters. Because you two know as well as I do, the perception amongst some people globally, let alone the UK, is that footballers are right up there. They've got so much money. Frankly, nothing else worries them apart from the next paycheck and the next car. You know what I mean? It's great to hear, particularly in an area where they have had a lot of industrial, they've lost a lot of jobs.
Of course, they have.
And it's great to hear what he says.
Down to Steve Gibson. Yeah. Like we've said already, a lot of people around the world think, right, footballers are earning a fortune and they don't care about supporters. That is a club that that's a myth to that football club. The fans and the players are very, very close. That area of the country is very, very close in general anyway. And I think the way he spoke there, Ben, he's happy to be in the Premier League. It's a privilege to be in the Premier League. And they want to
represent his people in the Premier League.
Just to represent his people, represent his family as well, and the football club. I think it's brilliant. And I think the way they play the game as well is very much like a Premier League side. It sounds stupid, but they've not been in the Premier League for a few years now. But they look comfortable.
They do. They look very comfortable. But as alluding back to the point with regards to Ben being part of what is a local community. Do you know what? I think that you spoke about it just now. Footballers are seen on a pedestal. And I think for me in the past, definitely the last 10 years, footballers have moved further away from fans. Definitely. And for fans to be able to resonate with the players and actually understand them, and for the players to actually understand what the fans are wanting, I think it's massive. Yeah. Because ultimately every football club is nothing without supporters.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
And you have to be able to get on with the supporters,
actually
be able to
relate to them in some way.
You have to be able to, because nowadays all you really see in terms of the Premier League footballers is you see them on TV. You don't see them down at Tesco's. You don't see them in the local supermarkets. You literally see them maybe driving their nice big cars, but that's it. So for them to be closer to the fans, I think is vitally important, especially for a club like Middlesbrough, because Middlesbrough are not a huge town.
Yeah, true.